Something weird happens, and boom, poor old Sasquatch takes the rap. Again, did he kidnap the victim?
Author Christopher Noël has been studying them for years.
A man named Albert Ostman was taken from his campsite and carried to a small box canyon where he was held captive for 6 days. He described what it looked like, how they behaved, in very exquisite detail that hadn't been known at the time and has been confirmed over and over and over by sightings down through the years. I think that they exude a flavor of being otherworldly, supernatural, because they're just so good at what they do. They've had to be to persist alongside of us and not be dominated or even believed in by more than a handful out of every 1,000 people. And yet, what fascinates me is that even as they seem otherworldly, they also seem somehow more of the earth than we are, more connected to nature, more embedded in nature, more kind of to embody nature, and yet to be us within nature, because they're so much more like us than, say, chimpanzees and gorillas. If you read stories about their behavior, you will see the nuances, the subtle intelligence that you can infer from their reported behaviors that make them exquisitely human-like. And yet they can't allow themselves to come into close proximity to people for very long at all before transcending back into where it is that they are when we cannot be with them.
I've wanted to come to East Texas for a long time, and I knew if we're coming here, we gotta check out Chris Noël's video.
Chris is a solid dude. I think it shows a Squatch hiding behind a woodpile and peeking out. He's a great witness, the kind I love, because you can rule out, is this guy trying to BS me? I know he's telling the truth.
I met Chris a number of years ago, and he's really become focused on habituations or long-term witness situations. These are places, usually homesteads out in the middle of the woods, where Bigfoots come by, and the people who live on these rural homesteads see the Bigfoots kind of a lot. Today's thermal image video that we're investigating comes from one of Chris's most active habituation sites.
So this is the woodpile, and we had a big bonfire going 35 feet from that tree. We were roasting marshmallows and hot dogs. But every now and then, I would leave the firelight and go and scan the tree line. In the viewfinder, I could see a horizontal bar of light. But I didn't think anything of it, because of course I was looking for something upright. So it wasn't until I looked at all my footage that I said, what's that? I noticed that the arm was moving. After that, a friend of mine tweaked up the contrast just a little bit, and all of a sudden the two eyes popped out. I think it was, in effect, embracing the woodpile. It was large enough to get around the whole pile and to peek through on his belly.
Yeah, I don't know what else it could be, honestly, at this point. We have the behavior that matches a Bigfoot. We have a location that you're positive Bigfoots were there. All indications point towards this being a Bigfoot at this point.